Welcome, Sagittarius, both seasoned stargazers and curious cosmic newcomers to Zodiac Talks Tarot, the channel where ancient astrological wisdom, deep-rooted psychology, and a touch of Buddhist Dante take it so seriously humor come together for a soul check-in. If this is your first time here, you might be expecting a light monthly forecast with a few cosmic clichés and a happy little outcome. But buckle up, because what we're diving into for June 2025 isn't your average horoscope, it's a full-blown spiritual growth spurt disguised as one of those days. This month's energy isn't about epic, life-ending tower moments or drama-worthy meltdowns. No, it's subtler. Think of it like the universe sneakily rearranging your emotional furniture at 3 a.m. Just enough to stub your toe on a memory or trip over an old fear. June is that weird stretch of time where everything almost goes right until it doesn't. Your smoothie spills, your Wi-Fi dies during a deep convo, and suddenly your inner Zen master is muttering swear words under their breath. But this isn't random chaos. This is karma doing its sacred work. This is the divine's not-so-gentle reminder, hey, Sagittarius, healed that fear yet? Or do I need to throw another minor inconvenience at you, maybe knock over your third coffee of the day? So whether you're here looking for clarity, comfort, or just trying to make sense of why the universe seems to have you on spiritual shuffle mode, you're in the right place. This month's reading may sting a bit, but trust me, it's exactly the kind of uncomfortable clarity that leads to breakthroughs. Let's talk about the energetic terrain you're navigating this month, Sagittarius. June isn't exactly rolling out a red carpet, it's more like a hallway of low-hanging cosmic obstacles meant to test your patience, your focus, and let's be honest, your ability not to scream into the void. This isn't about catastrophic breakdowns. No, this is about the little things, the kind of spiritual tests that show up when you least expect them, like emotional pop quizzes you didn't study for. Not fatal, just irritating enough to remind you that your soul is still very much enrolled in Earth School. Now, your fiery nature is coming in hot. Knight of Wands meets Queen of Wands kind of hot. You're feeling bold, energized, maybe even a little invincible. But slow down, cowboy. That inner fire? It's powerful, but right now it's flirting with combustion. It's like trying to grill marshmallows with a blowtorch. Yes, the passion is real, but are you creating warmth or starting wildfires? Then comes the tower energy, not a full demolition, but definitely a shake-up. It's like the universe doing a bit of cosmic chiropractic on your life. Things may feel jolting, unexpected, even a little unfair, but it's all in service of realignment. And what's being realigned, exactly? Likely a pattern rooted in the past, a version of you who once felt truly nurtured and emotionally open, before the emotional armor got bolted on. That's where the Empress energy steps in, gently reminding you of what it felt like to exist without constant self-protection. But the kicker? The devil shows up in your strength. That's right, your strength. Because now you can see the unhealthy attachments, the avoidance tactics, the self-sabotage. Awareness doesn't always feel great, but it's half the battle. When you can name the patterns, you can shift them. It's like finally spotting the invisible fence that's been zapping your joy and realizing you're the one holding the remote. In short, this month isn't trying to break you. It's trying to wake you up. And once you stop wrestling with the fire and start learning how to dance with it, well, that's when everything starts to change. Let's talk about emotional speed bumps, Sagittarius, because June isn't offering you a clear highway. It's more like a confusing roundabout with no exits, 3 GPS voices arguing in your head, and your emotional tank hovering just above I can't even. But here's the thing, this chaos? It's not punishment. It's spiritual calibration. And if that sounds like a euphemism for everything feels weird and exhausting, you're absolutely right. First, you may find yourself knee-deep in mental fog, facing choices you'd rather not make. This isn't just indecision, it's soul gridlock. You know you've hit this zone when even choosing what to eat feels like a moral dilemma. Your mind is spinning its wheels while your intuition has pulled off to the side of the road, refusing to engage until you take a deep breath. Welcome to the Two of Swords in action. Not broken, just overwhelmed. Now, amidst the noise, Spirit is throwing you a challenge wrapped in velvet. Can you hold your center? Enter the Nine of Pentacles. This card is less about luxury and more about inner stability, standing tall in the middle of the mess while everything around you is behaving like a toddler chugging espresso. It's not about fixing the chaos, it's about not becoming it. And underneath it all, you're tired. Like deep soul tired. The kind that doesn't go away with a nap or green juice. The Ten of Swords here doesn't mean defeat, it means your energetic system is waving a white flag. You're emotionally jet-lagged, not defective. It's okay to stop pretending you've got it all together. In fact, I'd recommend it. Now here's a little Buddhist-flavored truth bomb: suffering multiplies when we cling. So when life feels like it's falling apart, don't clutch harder. Don't build an altar to your bad day. Don't make your spilled coffee a sacred symbol of your personal doom. Instead, nod, laugh if you can, and let it pass. That's what freedom feels like in motion. And when you hit that point, the I quit, I'm done, universe take the wheel meltdown. You're not failing. You're nearing breakthrough. That moment of surrender, where you whisper, or shout, I can't keep doing this, it's the crack where the light gets in. That's your soul throwing off its old shell, not collapsing but expanding. So no, this isn't the part where everything feels magical. This is the part where you build magic by not running. By standing still, breathing deep, and saying, okay, let's dance. Let's get real about fear, Sagittarius, because this month, it's not just lurking in the shadows, it's parked itself on your couch, eating your snacks, offering unsolicited advice like that one relative who insists they know your life better than you do. Fear, in June 2025, has taken on the role of your uninvited life coach. And let me tell you, it's got opinions. Loud ones. Everything started off beautifully. You were riding that Knight of Cups energy, open-hearted, hopeful, maybe even a little romantic about a person, a dream, or a new chapter. You walked in with your metaphorical armor down, heart forward, expecting connection. And then, wham! It hit the emotional fan. Maybe things didn't play out the way your soul had storyboarded it. Maybe the other person ghosted. Maybe the dream hit a wall. Whatever it was, your heart took a hit and fear, ever opportunistic, slid right into the driver's seat. That's when the inner conflict began. The Hierophant met your passion halfway. You want this, whatever this is, so deeply it aches. But here's the catch, you're driving with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake. Talk about emotional whiplash. You crave meaning, depth, something sacred, but the moment things start to feel too real, fear pipes up like, whoa there, cowboy. Last time we trusted, it didn't end well. Let's just circle the parking lot a few more times. Cue the tower moment. Again. Fear yells, don't risk it. And Spirit, likely sipping tea in the corner with raised eyebrows, responds calmly, then what exactly are you doing here? Because, Sagittarius, you didn't incarnate just to play it safe. You came to feel, to expand, to live this messy, luminous human experience fully, not to spend your days locked in a tower of your own making. And somewhere in all of this, when you pause long enough to catch your breath, you remember a time when you trusted without hesitation. That Empress energy. Maybe it was a relationship, a childhood moment, a creative flow state. Back then, vulnerability wasn't terrifying, it was natural. But then something changed. Life happened. Pain happened. And ever since, fear has been riding shotgun, whispering, let's not do that again. You didn't notice it at first. Fear is sneaky like that. It doesn't come in as a villain. It shows up wearing logic and self-protection. It says things like, be careful, don't get your hopes up, or my personal favorite, let's not make the same mistake twice. And so, avoidance became your shield. A little emotional sidestep here, a rationalization there. Before you knew it, you were self-sabotaging not because you're weak but because you're scared. Classic Sagittarius, run from pain like it's a gym membership, well-intentioned but impossible to commit to. But here's where it gets powerful. The Devil card shows up again, not as a punishment but as a mirror. You see it now. You see how fear has shaped your choices, your hesitations, your half-hearted leaps. And more importantly, you see that you are the one holding the key. You've been both the gatekeeper and the prisoner. This, Sagittarius, is your turning point. That moment when awareness finally dawns, not just intellectually, but deep in your gut. You're not broken. You're not doomed. You're just waking up to the truth that you are both the block and the breakthrough. Fear may have taught you how to protect yourself, but wisdom is showing you how to free yourself. And once you see that, there's no unseeing it. Welcome to the start of your liberation. Let's talk about the space between what I like to call the gap. That invisible timeline where your soul quietly got stuck while you were busy trying to keep your earthly life from unraveling. For Sagittarius in June 2025, this gap isn't just symbolic. It's the psychic limbo between who you used to be when your heart was wide open and who you've become after a series of emotional speed bumps, heartbreak detours, and a couple of cosmic plot twists. You keep scanning your life like an old security tape, rewinding back to that time when things felt easier, lighter, more free. What changed, you ask? Well, short answer, life. Long answer? That's what this month is helping you figure out. But here's the cosmic catch: sometimes, you're not meant to immediately find the root of your fear. Sometimes, your spiritual task is simply to befriend it first. That fear you keep trying to analyze away? It's not leaving until you make it a cup of tea, sit down with it, and ask, so, what are you really trying to protect me from? As someone who's studied both astrological archetypes and the slippery nature of the human psyche for decades, I can tell you this: fear isn't your enemy. It's just a confused bodyguard with poor social skills. Now, reclaiming trust in yourself? That's the emotional equivalent of CrossFit. It's messy, sweaty, and you will want to quit halfway through. But growth always demands discomfort. You're learning that loving yourself isn't just about bubble baths and motivational quotes. It's about staying present when your inner critic shouts, "I can't do this," and answering back, "Watch me." Right now, your inner voice of doubt is louder than your intuition. That's okay. The solution isn't to silence it with toxic positivity. The solution is to love even that voice. Because those broken parts, the ones you keep trying to fix, hide, or hustle past, they've been working overtime to protect you. Hug them. Thank them. And then gently let them know you've got it from here. As we come to the tail end of this cosmic roller coaster, Sagittarius, let's take a moment to breathe deeply, intentionally, like someone who just survived an emotional boot camp and lived to tell the tale. Because let's be clear, this wasn't just a moody month or a series of strange off days. This was a sacred unraveling, a beautifully inconvenient spiritual recalibration disguised as spilled coffee, existential dread, and late-night emotional spirals. Now, you're inching closer to an aha moment that ties all this chaos together with the neatest, messiest bow. The kind of insight that makes you pause mid-overthink and go, oh, that's why it all had to happen. It's not always instant, and it rarely feels graceful, but that clarity is on its way. You're not lost, you're relearning to see in the dark. You've also been doing what I like to call soul bookkeeping. One connection may be romantic, maybe platonic, maybe something unexplainable ignited this entire journey inward. And now? You're pulling out the whole ledger. Every relationship, every emotional investment, every energetic IOU reviewed, evaluated, spiritually audited. Not because you're bitter. Because you're finally learning your worth. And then comes the universe's mic drop moment, the oracle message. Time for healing. No subtlety, just a divine nudge wrapped in a fluffy white towel. Spirit's offering you a soul spa day. Don't argue, Sag, take the towel. You've earned it. So here's the truth bomb, wrapped in love and a sprinkle of Buddha wisdom. This isn't a meltdown, it's a metamorphosis. Your mind may still say, I can't do this. But your soul? It's whispering back, watch me. You are not broken. You are breaking open. And that makes all the difference. June 2025 isn't just another chapter. It's the moment healing chooses you and you finally stop running from it. You sit with it. You learn from it. You say yes. Don't fear the gap. The gap is where the light enters, where truth finds you, and where your next adventure begins. So, if this reading lit even a single match in your inner world, if you felt seen, understood, or maybe even spiritually roasted in the best way, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Zodiac Talks Tarot. This is your space for wisdom, laughter, healing, and a little cosmic sass. Keep shining, Sagittarius, and I'll see you in the stars.